So probably, I tend to say that it'll be a shorter video, and then it's like 15 minutes. So I don't know how long it'll be, but it's a pretty small stack, and I'm thinking I'm probably gonna go through them pretty quickly. I tried to keep it sort of varied from the consoles that I have, so they're not all like Xbox or, on one thing or the other, but it is mostly Wii and Xbox 360. So we'll go ahead and just jump in. Not too much preamble today. Starting off with Halo 3. First thing to notice is that there's color. A lot of these are black and white on the 360. At least a lot of mine are. So it starts up with the story so far, which I think is important to have in such a narrative story, as well as when there's a sequel. Previous games to go over. I got quite a few things in here. They go over the controls, of course. They have to display the characters, the Covenant species, weapons, equipment, vehicles, basics. All kinds of other stuff. They talk about the 360 hardware, and Xbox Live, and Bungie.net, and customer support, apparently. The story so far. I love the art in the background. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just flipping through them today. But I like that there's, they talk about the lore, they talk about the games, they talk about the flood. It's time to finish the fight. This was a highly anticipated ending to this trilogy at that time. People were really excited to see what happened. I'm currently doing my playthrough of all the Halo games, and Halo 3 was the only one I owned for a long time. I do plan on doing a Halo series ramble, so I won't talk too much about it now, and I'm not going to spoil it now either. There will be spoilers in that video, but I just know that this one was highly anticipated as the ending of the Bungie trilogy. They also made Halo Reach and Halo 3 ODST before they left. Bungie, before 343 took over, now called Halo Studios. It's a newer thing that's happening, apparently. But, yeah. Got some cool characters. We have, of course, Spartan 117, the Master Chief. I'll read his blurb. The Master Chief is the last of the elite Spartan 2 soldiers. These genetically superior, highly trained super soldiers stand nearly 7 feet tall, and in Mjolnir, I don't know. Mark 6 powered assault armor. Wow, do I even know what to read? They weigh almost 1,000 pounds. Spartan 117 is an expert in all weapons and combat systems and can run faster, jump higher, and hit harder than any normal human. Honed by years of battlefield experience, he has an unparalleled natural talent for war. The Arbor is a really cool character. Everyone loves Cortana. Prophet of Truth. And, F off, who cares? Gravemind's a really interesting concept. Sergeant Johnson. It's the GOAT. Commander Miranda Keyes, daughter of Captain Keyes from Halo Combat Evolved. We've got the Covenant species. They talk about them all. I'm not even going to bother reading there. I guess that's how the Covenant would say it. But we have grunts, prophets, jackals, drones, brutes, elites, and hunters. I'm playing through ODST. That's where I'm at the moment. And these hunters scared the crap out of me. I remember it was that first mission of with Buck. We're trying to get to the captain, but there's, they drop a couple hunters in front of you and they just start chasing me. And I'm like, they're not gonna come into this. They can't fit in this doorway, and then they just run right through it and they scare me. And I'm like, they chase me all the way through while I'm trying to get grenades behind them. It was really embarrassing. I mean, I play Halo like I've never played Halo before. Like, I don't know what to do. It's really embarrassing. I'm glad no one was here to witness that. Too bad I'm snitching on myself now. Who doesn't love the good old-fashioned pistol? I love their designs on the wall of Halo's weapon designs. Bungie's really good at that. One of the things I grew to love, I always loved that about Destiny, even from the beta. There's guns from the beta of Destiny 1 that, are still stuck in my head that we never got in the full game. But pages about equipment, vehicles, Scorpion's so much slower. I remember it being pretty slow, but in the first game it wasn't that bad. And in Halo 2 it was like ridiculously slow. I don't remember how it was in Halo 3 at the moment. But I love the Warthog and the Pelican. But I always end up spending more time in the Banshee somehow, or the Ghost. Well, I got the basics on the lobbies and campaign, all kinds of stuff. When we get to multiplayer, I like to shift to red. We'll go ahead and move on to some other stuff. Just kind of flick through. That probably wasn't that relaxing of a sound. I think we're just outside of that 90-day period return window. Also with Halo 3, as you'd expect, there is a poster and a few other goodies. I won't be able to open it, or I might be able to. Master Chief and the Arbiter. It's epic. Whenever I have a place to... Oh, that's probably not a great sound. They've got controls on the other side. But whenever I have room to hang up this kind of stuff, we plan on going through with that. It looks like they never actually took off the subscription code to Xbox Live Gold. It's pretty cool. I highly doubt it's something I could still use, but I like having all of it, Put that to the side over here. The next one is a Wii game. We're jumping over to The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. This was a recent pickup for me. I've never played either of the Wii Zelda games, so Twilight Princess or Skyward Sword. So I bought them both because it is significantly cheaper than it was cheaper in total than trying to buy. First off, the GameCube version of Twilight Princess is ridiculous. I mean, it is by far the superior way to play, as people keep saying online. I haven't given it a shot yet, so we'll see. And then trying to buy the remake for Switch was, I got them both for $20, so I think it was a pretty good deal. So we'll see if the motion controls are really that bad. As usual with Nintendo stuff, it starts with some warranty and warning, seizures, motion injuries, motion sickness, whatnot. We jump into getting started. Quest logs, title screens, menu updates. Caution, wrist strap. Please use the Wii Remote wrist strap. I feel like they had to have been required to say that to any game. Look over the controls, which I should actually probably read it because I don't know, but apparently you can raise your shield and the shield bash. I like that was probably loud, sorry. I like the font that they use. Go over the sword controls. Flying your loft wing. I guess you get to fly around in this game. I mean, it is called Skyward Sword, so probably could have assumed that. Game screen. Clues for your quest. Talk with everyone. Use advice. And when you're completely stuck, tells you to go examine the strange stone outside the sparring hall in Skyloft. They provide easy to understand hints that should help you get past particularly tricky parts of the game. I will be keeping that in mind. Thank you, manual. And here we are with the same thing in a different language. But I think it's nice to have that. Obviously. Now, I unfortunately don't know what language this is. I probably should know, but I'm not going to insult myself or embarrass myself or insult anyone else by trying to guess. So, I think it's cool to have it. I'll just flip through it. Oh, looks like we got another language as well. That's nice. Alright, got all of the art on the back. Now this one also came with a few things. We have The Legend of Zelda 25th Anniversary Symphony Special Orchestra CD. Stuff here. Whenever I go through my Zelda ramble, which again, I have rambles planned for all of my favorite video game series, I do plan on like going through these quite like in depth, so I'll be reading everything in here. I probably won't be reading the instruction manual or like the guide manual, but like these things, I'll definitely be reading. It also comes with like recommendations for other games coming out at the time. Return to Dreamland, Donkey Kong Country Returns, We Play Motion. Oh wow, it actually goes in and talks about the Netflix We Shop channel. Let's see what's recommended here. The Legend of Zelda, A Link to the Past, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Super Mario Bros. 3, and The Adventure of Link. Honestly, I didn't know Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask would be available on the Wii Virtual Console. I didn't know. I didn't. At the time the Wii was like active, it was my sister's console, and I was just allowed to use it when she wasn't using it. And she was allowed to use my Xbox when I was using it, so we trade off. WiiWare recommends Moto Heroes, Flight Control, Tetris Party, Escape Vector, Chapter 1, and Just. Yeah. And then, of course, Sonic the Hedgehog 4, Episode 1. I've never played it, but I've heard great things, so. And then last but not least, a code for Club Nintendo. I'm not sure if this code is still redeemable. You can give it a shot if you want. I don't know. That'll be up to you if you don't want to give that a shot. Those are the first two games. We're at 15 minutes. This will be a longer video, I guess, because I have a few more. However, this next one's more of a palate cleanser. It's not a manual. I just thought it was interesting. I was going through all of my game cases to see What do we have that might have something to make good sounds? And I saw a Recore, which has a controller skin, which is interesting, right? So it's for the Xbox One controller. You just put it on top. I mean, that's sure interesting. It's not something that a lot of games offer. So it's got a very satisfying feel to it. But yeah, just thought that was interesting. Be setting that to the side now. Now this next one. I know people are going to have opinions on the game, so I'll just go ahead and show it. It's Batman Dark Tomorrow. I have a whole history with this game, but I won't get into that now. I will say I love this cover art. I love the entire art direction of this game. I think that, even the Joker in the background there, it's pretty cool. You can't really see that here, but he is very faintly in the background. Kind of the outline of him. But I love the art of this, and I always wanted it when I was a kid. I heard how bad it was, which is why I didn't go out of my way to get it until I was older and had more money to spend and waste. And I actually haven't played it since I got it. I'm a huge Batman fan. I just kind of had to get it. I do plan on, again, playing this and giving my thoughts on it. But for right now, we'll just go through this. And getting started. Controller, backstory, game start /end, and rules of engagement's interesting. Controls, game screen, characters, bat, gear. Oh man, we gotta get to page 16. Options, and then credits. Yeah, I even think the graphics look pretty good. There's some shots where it's a pretty ugly game. A very ugly game. From what I've seen, the worst part of this game is the controls. Everything else is just dated, not necessarily bad. Yeah, they got a whole thing here. I love this art direction. I really wish, the original concepts for this game were so nice. And I really like that they were going in the Scarface direction. It sucks that they didn't. I like compelling cinematic sequences and challenging gameplay. Isn't that the damn truth? The movie-like episodes often introduce vital information or clues that can help you overcome obstacles in upcoming game sequences. Interesting. Okay. I didn't know what rules of engagement might have been referring to. I really included this because there's the last page has some kind of water damage or something, and it's extra crinkly. So, and it's just an excuse to get to look through this. I know that some editions, if I got it sealed, it would have a comic, but I did not want to pay for that. So you get some character models here. I like how they didn't just put the Joker there. I'm sure they're gonna put his model up. They not? Okay, so just Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy, and then it skips to back here. We got the back cuffs, the finger light, instead of just a flashlight. Batman needs a finger light. Night vision, because when the finger light's not enough. Universal tool, bat grapple, iconic. Bat cable, iconic. Batarang, most iconic. Smoke capsule, gotta love it. And a medical kit. It's an interesting idea. I don't know how they're gonna use it, so we'll have to see. Why did they show Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy? Are those the models they're the most proud of? Are they showing us the best and the worst that they have to offer? And credits. Everyone to blame, right? I'm just kidding. I respect each and every one of these guys for getting through it. And then, of course, this epic notes page. This was the page. Batman Dark Tomorrow. We get onto a more, of course, because what other time of night would you fly a plane? I didn't specify, but it's pretty much 3 in the morning here. I was trying to avoid all the copious amounts of traffic and noise, but here I am, dealing with it anyway. Either way, moving on to a more positive game, more positively received game. Star Wars Battlefront 2. It's nice. This one, I still got a few to get through, so we'll just flip through. I don't know if that sound is relaxing in any way. Try to find a better way. Talking about the controls, you get to see Boba Fett in all his glory, and then General Grievous pouncing or lunging or whatever he's doing. Gotta love Boba Fett. Man, if I had gotten this game, I would have been reading through this manual the whole way home. I only ever personally owned the first Battlefront, and I love that game. I still stand by it. I still think it's solid. Obviously, they improved on it in pretty much every way, but it's still nostalgic to go back on. And my favorite character, my favorite bounty hunter, Jango Fett. For a long time, he was my favorite Star Wars character. It's kind of gone down. I mean, I love Boba Fett a lot more than I did now, or a lot more now than I did as a kid. I just like the blue and purple. So, it's cool to see him get representation. Command post. It's a little book here. Obviously, it's exactly what it is. They talk about the units, and wow, that's pretty cool. I like that. They really go in on all the different types of units and for the Rebel Alliance, and I imagine they're going to keep going. Yeah, got Galactic Empire and the Republic. That's cool. Of course, we have Luke Skywalker in his farm boy outfit. Droidekas. I love Droidekas. They made that Lego set. I really want to get it, but it's just a lot of money, you know. All Lego's really expensive. I have to really pick and choose which sets I think are worth spending that kind of money now. Especially considering I don't really have the space. That's kind of my excuse to talk myself out of wasting all my money on Legos. I don't know. Child at heart, I guess. Here, looking at video game manuals. Damn near 30 years old. Yeah, they talk about saving and loading, split screen and multiplayer. If you have a single question, I'm sure this booklet answers it. What are your types of awards? That's nice. Alright. And then we get the credits. Wow, and they actually, I mean, it's pretty broken down for everything. That's nice. I wonder if this technical support mailing address would still be willing to help me out if I had a question. I know. What an old and worn out joke. I don't care. Alright. So that was pleasant. Next up, I grabbed this because it's my only PS3 game. It's got the God of War collection. Just threw it in there for some variety. And I think it looks interesting. It's got some crinkly sounds too. It's nice. You have a note from the developers. Interesting. It's funny to see how long people have been using HD. And somehow in my brain it still associates itself with a premium experience. Even though, I mean, I played some pretty shit games who call themselves HD, you know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm being too harsh. I like this war-torn manual, you know. It's grimy in a good way. Almost at 30 minutes. The good news is I only got 2 left. And in all honesty, I'm going to really flip through that last one because it's very similar to one we've already gone over. So, items. That's interesting. We got, Gorgonize. Increases his health meter. The Phoenix Feathers increases his magic meter. It's interesting. Limited warranty. Nice. I really have considered getting some of those strategy guides for like going back and getting some for games that I like. But I don't know, that's not something I've always been interested in it, but like to a crazy degree. This next one is only here because of the poor condition it's in. I bought this game. It's Madden 2011. I bought it because from Louisiana. I'm a Saints fan. I love Drew Brees, and I just wanted this because it's the only time the Saints have been on the cover, and it's probably the only time the Saints will ever be on the cover. I don't know if you're watching how this season is going. If you're not, do me a favor. Do me a personal favor and don't watch. But yeah, I mean, this is in pretty shit condition, which is good for us. Extra crinkly. Maybe water damage. I don't know how this happens. Sun damage. I don't know. It's very crinkly now. So this is, I'm considering this kind of the finale of it. There's one more, but this is the one that's I really wanted to get to. The one that inspired the video. That, and I've seen other people do this. This isn't a like super unique type of video. I've seen other ASMR artists do it. That reminds me, in my channel introduction, I'm gonna go make a comment on that video, but I forgot to mention that YouTuber's name that I was really inspired by, and that was Slipped in the Shadows ASMR. That's who it was. So I'm gonna go leave a comment explaining that. But I was rewatching it, just kind of going through to see how the quality was, because I get worried about it not being great. And I know this isn't gonna sound much better because it's the same phone and I still don't have a mic. Still looking into that, but I just want to know that it's being received. I hope, kind of well. We'll see. It'd be ideal if I can find one that connects to my phone, because honestly, this camera setup's not too bad. I just need a better microphone. That's what I really feel. I mean, it's ASMR, right? Obviously, visuals are important, but I don't know. I'm less insecure about the visuals and more worried about it actually being relaxing and not, It's hard to tell. I don't know if it's just because I don't find myself relaxing, or if I just can't imagine this being relaxing. Like, sometimes it's very quiet and sometimes it's very loud, and I will have changed virtually nothing outside of where my head is facing, like what direction I'm facing. And I don't know, maybe with a microphone I'd be more sensitive, obviously, and it would be able to pick up a lot of things, and it'd be more relaxing. So I don't know. It's still something I'm looking into, and maybe I won't be so worried about it. This is as good, if not better, than what I was hoping for. 2011. And then the last one I got for you, just after the 30-minute mark, is Twilight Princess. I kind of already said I had it. And it just also came with the same additional stuff, but we're just going to be flipping through it. It's got the same thing where it's going to be different languages as well. I like the aesthetic of this one a lot. Same with the font. I think it's interesting. So more words in this one, I think. I don't think the last one had a prologue. And if it did, it was much shorter. I've already forgotten it. It was like just 20 minutes ago, 30 minutes ago. They're even explaining everything down to how to select it from the Wii menu. They cannot say they didn't help you. Copying and saving files. The game screen. Oh, wow, that's interesting. Interesting. I know nothing about this game except for that it doesn't. Link turns into this wolf sometimes, right? So there's some missions as him, Link, and some as a wolf, or does he ride it? I don't know. I'm pretty sure he turns into a wolf. Fairly certain. I'm excited to play this. I would like to be able to play it on GameCube, but I'm also not going to spend that money. I could buy a Japanese copy for a little bit cheaper, but I'd also like to know what's going on, so just not going to do that. Yeah, Wolf Link. Alright. I guess I was wrong. There aren't multiple languages for this one. I stand corrected, or I sit corrected. And then, of course, our containers. What a surprise. That is terrifying. I don't like that. Get that out of my face, please. Rough, man. That's rough. Now a Q&A, clues for your quest. Oh yeah, the other one had it too, just a little differently. Lure fishing. And more credits. And more cool art. You'll love to see it. I'm just trying to get it all together, but I am failing spectacularly. Alright, there you go. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed, like a 30-minute flipping through video game manuals and, somewhat rambling. I really enjoyed making this one, pretty chill. I don't exactly like being up at 3 in the morning, but I did like the soft-spoken, being able to do that. I don't know how it sounds. Let me know if you like this more, less, the same, don't care, want to shut up, do it quietly. I like no talking videos. I do have some on the way, just for variety, but yeah, let me know what you guys think. Hope you have a wonderful day, evening, morning, night, whatever.